think that's good advice with entrepreneurs as an investor, who they come to us and they look for funding, and then they need to make plans on how to convince investors to buy into their ideas. And that is an art in itself. And many good scientists and many good engineers are unable to sell their idea, unable to sell their plan, and eventually good science gets stuck because of lack of funding, or the funding runs out. And we've all seen that happen along the way. We are hoping with the infrastructure and the communities of innovators that we build in various cities, using our concept, that we can minimize those failures by giving the entrepreneurs and the scientific teams more support from the outside, right? We look at the early stage companies as sort of a group that solves a problem in the train of value creation. The whole early discovery process is sort of now distributed widely into, hundreds of groups and companies who all toil away at fixing this. And we are hoping to assemble them in hubs and in groups where there's peer group support to avoid some of those difficulties. Currently, I think actually funding environment is relatively good. I mean, you all see these eye-popping numbers of 100 million raised and whatnot. And Boston is particularly good, but for the individual company that's working towards that next filing of their first IND, or how to get the cell line made, all of that, it's still, of course, those are very scary and difficult individual steps.
And Tom, how do you assist your clients in making some of those decisions?
The best we can, I would say. It's I think good advice here. You do want to focus on the next milestone primarily, but I think it's important also not to lose sight of the end game, because even if as a startup company you're thinking that we're going to partner our program once it gets to phase 2, well, the company that's coming in to buy that asset in phase 2 is going to look at it as, how am I going to get this approved? How am I going to get this to market? So if you cut too many corners to save money early on, you wind up devaluing your program, because your potential partners look at it as a money pit. Whereas if you've done the things that you need to do, you're much more supported in the valuation of your asset. So I think it requires a lot of good judgment along the way. I mean, you want to be prudent about how you spend your money, but you also want to realize that if you aren't doing the things you should be doing, you're devaluing your program.